Welcome back to Twin Oaks Farm Poultry. It's Melissa and we're here in the meat bird barn, and we are working with our 6-week-old flock of chickens. They are ready to go to the processor. So we're talking about today kind of the last steps of getting your meat birds ready to go to the processor, what's important to be doing, and want to give you a visual looking at the flock. What do meat birds that are ready to go to the processor look like in appearance? And we've also got something really special in this flock that we'll do at the end of the video. Some of you will remember Minnie the meat bird from some earlier Twin Oaks Farm Poultry videos, and so basically Minnie got to live like twice as long as the normal grow out for our Cornish Rock Cross meat birds that we raise, and Minnie basically turned into a hoss. She's a big meat chicken. So typically a meat chicken would not live and survive and thrive for that extended lifetime like she has. But it's really been a neat experience watching her with kind of a double length grow out. So we'll show you that at the end of the video. So today we're just going to focus on this last day before they go to the processor as we are continuing this Happy Birthday Chickies series that we're doing here at Twin Oaks Farm Poultry. Thank you for joining us. So we do have the 6-week-old meat birds, and 6-week-old meat birds, this is pretty typical behavior. They're mostly going to be just finding a place where they're comfortable with the temperature in the pen and just hanging out. They'll be up going to the feeders, and they'll kind of muscle each other around to get to the spot they want at the feeder. They'll be up going to the waters. We've got one there going to the water. So other than that, they're going to be stretching, preening, and just hanging out. So these are, like I said, 6 weeks old, and that is the grow out that we use. We start, grow, and finish them in 6 weeks and specialize in meat production, poultry, from Cornish Rock Cross chickens. So the very important step at the end of raising meat birds, before you either process the birds yourself or take the birds to the processor, is that you need to give the digestive system an opportunity to clean itself out. And that takes some time. It's a natural process, obviously, that the bird has to handle on its own. But especially, you need to do that anyway if you're processing or butchering on your own at your place, because it makes the process cleaner. But especially if you're taking your birds to a processing house, your processor is going to want you to have given the birds the opportunity to clean their digestive tract out. And the only way to do that is to take their feed away, because for about 12 to 18 hours prior to going to the processing, because as you can see here, as long as the feed is in the pen with the birds or they have access to it, they're going to eat. And we've said before on our videos, one thing I can guarantee you about meat birds, Cornish Rock Cross meat birds, is if you put feed down in front of them, they're going to eat it. So they particularly like the crumbles, the high protein crumbles that we feed them on. We've switched our birds over to just cracked corn. That's what we finish them on. But we're actually going to be, like this feeder that they're at, as soon as I conclude this video, we're actually going to be taking that feeder and all the other feeders out of this pen, and we will leave water. You need to leave the water, and you need to encourage your birds to move around and drink water. You don't want to stress them, but just, if you have ways to encourage them to move about the pen and continue drinking water up until you actually take them and load them and take them to the processor, you want to do that. But you want to take the feed. And our processor is a USDA inspected processor in Baltic, Ohio, and their recommendation and preference is that the feed is removed 12 to 18 hours before we take our birds to the processor. So here's what I want to show you here to conclude our video. These two birds right here, I hope you can tell, this one over here is about twice the size of this one here. And that bird is Minnie the meat bird. So the difference between Minnie and these other birds is that she is 12 weeks old and these birds are 6 weeks old. So these 6-week-old birds, they're finished. They're done. They're ready to go to the processor. They're a great size to take to the processor and have processed into poultry. But Minnie was not that size when she was 6 weeks old. So we decided to keep her on the farm. And she was in a pen of different chickens, and we grew her out another 6 weeks. And she's just huge when she's up beside these other chickens. It's amazing. And what's amazing about it is that if you tried to take these other birds that are basically ready for the processor and extend their life by another 6 weeks, they probably wouldn't survive. So Minnie's really kind of a marvel of nature, and we've really enjoyed keeping her and seeing how that turned out for her. So she will go to the processor with this group, though. They are 6 weeks old. She is 12 weeks old, and she's really a fantastic example of a Cornish Rock Cross chicken, even though she had a twice as long grow out. So thank you for joining us at Twin Oaks Farm Poultry, and I sure hope that you'll subscribe to our channel, and we hope you have an excellent day.